incredible. We had some of our local business people want to come and actually volunteer as our elves, if you will, that day, those 2 days, and help wrap gifts. We had some of the people from Starbucks locally and some other places. We had some of our own private citizens that are not connected with the pantry or with the church who just wanted to come and be a part of that because it was a feel-good time and they really believed in what they were doing. One of the things about this community that I think is great is that you take the time to see the faces of the people in the community. And too often that gets lost in larger communities. And so that day in particular at the pantry and at the church, we got to see the faces of moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas who were relieved, number one, and were also just very grateful for the fact that they were going to have something to give to their children. The one thing we did not get to see were the faces of the children. But we can only imagine what theirs looked like on Christmas morning because of the kindness, if you will, of this community. And just want to thank you for that, and Mayor, for your staff and your help in doing that, as well as the community at large. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Next we go to Attorney Tom Green.
Thank you, Your Honor. During the period from December 19 to January 3rd, the village appeared in court on 28 traffic cases, and that's all I have tonight.
Thank you, Tom. Tim, have you got anything?
Nothing this evening, Your Honor.
Okay. Next we go to Human Services. Do you have anything? The Stuart Liaison is absent on vacation tonight. Village Engineer?
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Nothing, Chris? We have no planning and zoning. I have nothing under the Superintendent of Public Works. Public Safety Coordinator, Rocco Wagner.
Thank you, Your Honor. From the period of December 16th through the 29th, Sheriff's Department responded to 614 calls for service, made 170 traffic arrests, which included 2 DUIs and 54 criminal arrests. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you, Rocco Wagner. Next we go to committee and trustee reports. Go to Trustee Johnson first.
Yes, we had the Planning and Economic Development Committee. We had one resolution, 03R12, final plat Machesney Town Center, which was passed and will appear on the agenda for January 17th meeting.
Thank you, Trustee Johnson. Next we go to Trustee Hill.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tonight at the A&F committee meeting, we had resolution 02R12, a resolution for our IHDA application for home repairs right before us and passed, and it also will be on our agenda on the 19th or the 17th of January.
Thank you, Trustee Hill. Next we go to Trustee.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to thank everybody on behalf of my family and my grandson's family also for all your prayers and concerns for my grandson and all the churches that have prayer lines going. We appreciate that and thank you for it. My grandson has made a complete recovery, and I thank you all for standing strong in a time of need. And God bless each and every one of you. And I'd also like to thank Pastor Maynard, who did a prayer at the invocation at the last meeting for my grandson. Thank you.
Thank you. And we're glad to hear that your grandson's doing well.
Me too.
Okay, under anybody else under community trustee reports? Okay, we'll go to old business. Ordinance 58-11, amend zoning ordinance tattoos, second reading. Trustee Johnson.
Okay, this ordinance number 58-11. Whereas the village desires to address the lack of inclusion of branding, body carving, body piercing, and tattoo establishments uses in the zoning ordinance of the village of Machesney Park, and whereas the Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing and made findings of fact and recommendation to add branding, body carving, body piercing, and tattoo establishments as permitted use in the commercial general district, now therefore be ordained by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Machesney Park as follows. Section 1, text amendment to ordinance 2-83, the zoning ordinance of Machesney Park, Article 8, Commercial District, Section CG Commercial General District, Section 20-51, permitted uses is hereby amended to include the following: branding, body carving, body piercing, and tattoo establishments per Chapter 15.5 of the Village of Machesney Park Municipal Code. Section 2 of the ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage, approval, and publication. This ordinance shall be published in pamphlet form. And I so move.
Second.
Motion made, motion seconded. Is there any comment? Will the clerk please take the roll?
Trustee Tamman is absent. Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Yo?
Aye.
Beck?
Aye.
Bolin?
Aye.
Mayor Strickland?
Aye.
5 ayes, no nays, 2 absent.
Ordinance 58-11 has been adopted for the second reading. Ordinance 60-11, variant, RYS 109 Rudder, second reading. Trustee Johnson.
Okay, this is an ordinance granting a variance. Whereas the Planning and Zoning Commission required me present to conduct a public hearing in this 15 days, notice of time, place of such hearing, having been published in the newspaper of general circulation in the Village of Machesney Park, Illinois. And whereas the Planning and Zoning Commission, having examined said application, have considered the evidence both oral and documentary, and being fully advised in the premises, make the findings of fact and a recommendation. Now, therefore be it ordained by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Machesney Park, Section 1, the following description of variance in a single-family R1 district for a decreased rear yard setback from 30 to 18 feet, filed by Roy and Senator Thompson, 109 Rudder Lane, Machesney Park. Section 2, said premises shall be used in compliance with and subject to the applicable provisions of the zoning ordinance of the Village of Machesney Park, and shall not be used except as may otherwise be expressly authorized by the variance. Section 3, the acceptance of any of the benefits of this variance shall be deemed acceptance of all the terms and conditions set forth herein. This ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage, approval, and publication in pamphlet form. And I so move.
Second.
Motion made, motion seconded. Is there any comment? Will the clerk please take the roll?
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Yo?
Aye.
Beck?
Aye.
Bolin?
Aye.
Mayor Strickland?
Aye.
5 ayes, no nays, 2 absent.
Ordinance 60-11 has been adopted for the second reading. That's all under old business. Next we go to new business. Resolution 95-R-11, install three-way stop sign at Rena and Vanstone. Trustee Bolin.
Thank you, Your Honor. I present Resolution 95-R-11, and I move for its adoption. Whereas a request for a stop sign has been made for the intersection of Rena Lane and Vanstone Drive, and whereas the Public Improvement and Safety Committee has reviewed the request and disapproves of the installation of a three-way stop sign at the intersection of Rena Lane and Vanstone Drive. Now therefore be it resolved by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Machesney Park, Winnebago County, Illinois, that by the adoption of this resolution, the Village Board authorizes the installation of a three-way stop sign at the intersection of Rena Lane and Vanstone Drive. Whether the Village Clerk of Machesney Park shall attest the same after the signature of the Village President.
Do I hear a second?
For a second.
Call for a second again.
Do I hear a second? Do I hear a second?
I will second it for the purpose of discussion.
Of what?
It's seconded.
Okay. Is there, I hear a motion seconded. Is there any comments?
Go ahead, Mr. Bowman, I'm sorry. I'm going to vote against this evening, and I'm going to vote against it for 4 or 5 reasons. Number one and first was the stop sign was placed in there without proper authorization, the stop signs. I think that's pretty significant. In checking with people, it was against the recommendation of the staff, some of the staff at the time. At our meeting last week of public safety, the village engineer